Hi, what's up? Have you ever had an issue with a senior colleague where you were supposed to host an event and they didn't allow you to do anything at all? It took the most important part of the program and you're asking yourself, but we're paid to do this thing. Have you encountered that? Now I'm about to share with you tips on how to work with those kind of people. My name is Sako. I'd like to welcome you. Thank you so much for joining me on my YouTube channel. If you've not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please quickly do it right now. Do it now. Have you done it? Please quickly, and promise me that you're going to send this video if it meets up with the answers that you'll be looking for. Is that a promise? Raise your hand and say I. Mention your name. Promise to send this video to someone or repost it, or probably send the link and allow someone to subscribe. You get it? Promise me 10 subscribers, right? Okay. Have you ever been there? I've been there. I've been in the industry for 18 years and I've seen people, all kinds of people. One of the things that I must let you know is that if you ever go to an event where a senior colleague or a colleague, emphasis on senior colleague, because you believe that the senior colleague should know better because they've been through where you are right now and you expect them to do better, but they're not doing well. I feel one of the things that I feel that happens to them is that they are very insecure. No matter who the person is, say to them, mention my name, Ayodele Sako, mentions to anybody, a senior colleague that do not allow you to work with them is so insecure and needs to go for therapy. That is the conclusion of everything, because I don't know why in God's name you'll be employed by a client, even if you were brought by anybody. Allow the person, as long as they've told you that you'll be working with somebody, your job is to make that person very welcome. What I know that some proteges or some younger colleagues will want to feel like, oh, I've arrived and all those things, but it's not your duty to begin to caution them on that day. As long as you're not the person that brought them in, all you need to do is get a copy of the program and call the person. If they call the person, as an elderly person, you're supposed to call the person and say, we're hosting this event together. Yeah, we're hosting this event together. Can we run through the program together? You run through and say, okay, I'm going to take this part, and let the person work. Allow the person, give the person an opportunity, especially now to junior colleagues. Let me quickly talk to you. You were contracted to host an event. You do not know anything about the event. You just feel that comedy, once I bring in comedy, I set you everything. You don't even know details of the event. And this senior colleague has gone through all those information because that is what he has been called to do. And then your job is to complement him or her or work together. When they give you the mic, what do you say? What do you say? I've hit at the senior colleague. What do you say when they give you the mic? What sense of introduction do you have? What detail do you have? Have you done your rehearsals? Have you done your proper rehearsals? Do you know the list of the people do you know what they call the order of protocol? Do you know that? You too, when you have the opportunity to work with a senior colleague, calm down. Learn from them. It's an opportunity. That's what I do. Especially some people that don't even. I learned from them. I said, this is another learning. I host event all the days. I've been hosting event for how many years, and this one day that I'm supposed to host event with the senior colleague is not allowing me, especially if it's a governmental event. If it's a federal event, if you have governors, you have ministers, federal ministers of the federation seated at the event, you can't misspell their name. You can't mispronounce their name. Not misspelled, mispronounce their name. You can't miss the order of protocol. It's very, very important. So beyond the self-esteem, how sure is your own self-esteem? How sure are you sure about yourself? Because that was an event I was supposed to do a few years ago that contracted me. I think I said it so many times. That contracted me by Uncle Bisi Olatilo, the legend himself, recommended me for that event. I drove down to Ikoyi to see the man. Uncle Bisi had already advertised me, talked about me, so I already had like a good one. They're going to pay me 100,000 that year. It was 2009. I was still driving my Acura Legend. If you know all the story of my Acura Legend, the car. So I drove. The man it was the first time I saw somebody has like 2 or 3 parlors where you come into the first one and you get into the second one. So it was the second one that I got in there, and then after he had that conversation, he thought I was going to get married. And then he gave me 50,000 naira balance, part payment, and then I don't know why he wanted to see me off to my car, and then he saw me off, and as soon as he saw the car, something changed. I think he wasn't expecting the car that I came with. And the day of the event, I got there and I realized that Uncle Patrick Doyle was the MC. And I was worried. I said, this man had given me details. But when I got there, when I saw the caliber of people at the event, I knew Uncle Patrick was the best person for that event, because I would have messed it up with other protocols. I would have messed it up with recognizing royal fathers. The only thing that I did that day, was the tossing of the bouquet. And I brought life to the tossing of the bouquet, because the man, I said, sir, I have been paid. I went to meet Uncle Patrick. I said, sir, I have been paid. I'm sure he doesn't know this story. I'm sure he has seen all kind of people. So Uncle Patrick, if you're watching this video, thank you for treating me well that day. It's been 2009, how many years? And he treated, I said, I have been paid to Uncle. And he said, that means we'll share the money together. And I just sat down. He allowed me, and I was just watching him introduce the people. I was in my mind. I said, God, thank you. Thank you, Jesus, for allowing this man to bring Uncle Patrick. And then I got only the toss in the bouquet. I got my balance after the event, and yeah, the PA. Okay, we wanted to even remove the PA, wanted to remove 5,000, but that I stood my ground. I collected them. Even if you removed it, that was not because in my mind I said, this is a job that I would do for 50,000 on a Monday, but since Uncle recommended me now, for 100,000, I was happy. So even if I collected, I knew that I didn't really do much. But that day I learned that when they say I'm going to work with somebody, there's a purpose why they want me to work with them. And that's one thing you must ask. Why am I working with this person? This person has more years of expertise than I do. What do I need to learn from him? If there's anything I've learned in life, is working with a woman that I have great respect for. A woman called Joyce Daniels. Working with her as a colleague, and then when I worked with her, I got on stage with her that day in 2019. I think it was the first time I was working with her. And I saw the depth of the thing that she knew. I had to sit myself down to say, guy, you need to learn from her. Even though I brought comic relief that day, I did my part. But since that day, I had submitted myself to her. That sometimes I call her my coach sometimes, most times. That things that I don't know sometimes I share with her. Since I'm at an event now, how do I introduce this person? There's nothing wrong with you learning. But you see those other compares, all those other senior colleagues that will not allow you and just give you attitude. It's the attitude for me. Why are you giving me attitude? I'm not the one that called myself to the event. And I'm saying this to you, you can always be to it. I'm just telling you that if you're not secured enough to allow other guys to grow, it's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. Give yourself 10 years, give yourself 20 years. You don't go. So every time you have the opportunity to do a blessing, senior colleagues, be a blessing to the junior colleagues. It's not going to take you anything. It's not going to take you. It's one out of, if you check all the events you host in a week, it's one out of, yeah. I know you expect them to be sound, but somebody out your hand, help them, be a blessing. If they're not ready to learn, you know that you've done your part. I thought I should just put this out. God bless you. And if I step on anybody's toe, please remove your toe. I won't step on it again. God bless you.